we've seen some basic operations on matrices, including add, subtract, multiply, and others. Next, we'll dive into some of the more useful functions that you'll be using throughout the course. So by the end of this video, you should be able to use common ND array functions for doing data analysis, including statistical, sorting, and set operations. As this is a data science course, you'll be using basic statistical operations fairly frequently. Let's look at some of the common functions you'll use. First, we'll create a 2x4 array filled with randoms. Next, let's compute the mean for the elements in the array. Suppose you want to get the mean for each row. Well, you can do this by specifying axis equals 1. What we get back is a 2-element array containing the means for each row. Similarly, we can compute the means for each column by giving axis equals 0. Here are the means for each column. There are other methods like sum, which can be useful as well and function in a similar way to mean. Just to tie this all together, let's say that we want to get the medians by row. Well, let's start by creating a new cell. This will be similar to the code for computing the means by row. So I'm going to copy the code over from computing the means. We need to call median from the Numpy package and pass it the array. So I'm going to change this to say print np.median. I'm going to pass it the array, and I'm going to set the axis to be 1. To compute the medians. Bingo! We have the median values for each row. Next, let's look at the built-in functions for sorting. To get started, we'll create an array of 10 random elements. Sometimes we'll want to avoid changing array values themselves and just get back a copy of the array which is sorted. To do that, we'll want to create a copy of it first, then sort that copy with the method sort. When we run this, we'll find that the copy is sorted, but the original is untouched. If you had just wanted to sort the original array, you could have just done that calling the sort method, and that would sort it in place. Before diving into set operations, I want to quickly mention the function unique. If you have an array of values like I have here, you can use the Numpy method unique to pull out just those which are unique. Notice that my original array had a number of duplicate 1s, 2s, and 4s. The output is just 1, 2, and 4. We can actually use set operations on ND arrays. Let's create 2 ND arrays with string elements. The first has a desk, chair, and a bulb. The second has a lamp, bulb, and a chair. The method intersect will give us those elements which are common to both arrays. Notice that we're using intersect 1D because intersect expects 1D arrays. The results are bulb and chair. The method union will give us all the unique elements across both arrays, which is bulb, chair, desk, and lamp. We can use difference to check for elements in one set, but not in the other. Desk is the only element in set 1, which is not also in set 2. Similarly, you can get back an array of booleans for whether each element is in the array or not. Desk is not, but chair and bulb are. So we get back false, true, and true. That wraps up the most critical functions we wanted to highlight in videos, but we'll be diving into broadcasting in the next video. Before we do, I want to point out that there are a myriad of useful functions on ND arrays, and we could spend hours just talking through more of them. But rather than us walking through line by line, we encourage you to go through these on your own. You'll find these functions at the bottom of this notebook that we provided. Included in these functions is how to perform dot and inner product on matrices and vectors, how to sum elements in an ND array, how to use element-wise functions and get the transpose of a matrix, how to use random number generation and how to merge data sets, how to use the where function, and more. As with our other notebooks, you'll often find we add extra examples and resources beyond those we discuss in the videos. Okay, off to broadcasting, in our next video.